Well, it's a thrill to bring you another baseball game, another legendary broadcast. It's on its way. It's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds here to end the three-game series, and boy, is it a shitty day out at Great American Ballpark. It's Steven Strasburg versus Yu Ju. Two Keuchels leading both teams' rotations, so stay tuned and enjoy. There's the aforementioned Yu Ju getting the start for the Reds today. It's his 32nd of the year. Comes in with a shitty record of 6-16 with a 4.26 ERA through 181 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 139 batters, not overly impressive. His walks are about league average, 53 through 180 plus innings. Not too bad. Here's Dusty Lutzen to lead this game off for Cincinnati on a piss-poor afternoon. It's the final game these two teams will meet in this season. With 9 games left to play, Dusty Lutz looks at a strike, and Game 3 is underway. Brewers winning yesterday 12-2, easy fashion, and an offensive juggernaut, as Lutz will line this one down the left field line, a fair ball to open up the ball game. Desmond fields it off the wall, and Lutz is in to second with a leadoff double. So you can't start the game out too much better than lining a base hit fair into the corner. Get yourself in the scoring position right away for this man. Craig Regland coming in today, hitting .418 with 84 runs batted in and 176 RBIs, with a mediocre on-base percentage of .430 and change. That was the 45th double that Dusty Lutz hit this season. Probably won't be his last. Has a chance at 50 with 9 games left, as Regland looks at the sidearm pitch from this Keuchel, Yu Ju. He's been anchoring this Reds rotation for the last 3 seasons. Just has not put up sufficient numbers this year. I don't think it's going to affect his spot in the rotation come 2019, but we'll see. As Regland sends this one in the air deep to center field, and that's going to be caught by the center fielder for out number 1. Not sure who that is. Lutz will take to third, and Dwayne Jones will get the throw into home, but that was bobbled by the catcher. That's not going to have an effect on Lutz's decision to try and score on that. Here's to take a look at the lineup for the Brewers. Lutz and Regland already hit. Braun is up next. Jeff Reikart's getting the start at first. Jeffrey the Reikarts, yes, that's right. Chris Bryant, Will McBride, Orlando Arcia, Eric Young Jr., and Steven Strasburg will round out the rest of the lineup. As here is the aforementioned 34-year-old juice bag Ryan Braun standing in, with Dusty Lutz just 90 feet away. Yeah, Yu Ju, he's kind of a tough pitcher to get a gauge on with that sidearm sling, as that pitch was high. Forced the juice bag to back up off the plate a little bit. 1-0. Lutz is dancing around at third. He wants to score, and the 1-0 pitch is sent in the air pretty deep to center field. This cocknobber makes the catch near the warning track. Lutz is going to tag and score, and they fired the opening salvo in this game. It is 1-0 here in the first. Well, Braun went up there and did his job. He drove that ball plenty deep enough to allow Lutz to score from third base. It's probably some September call-up bagger starting in center field for the Reds. Oh, look at this guy. Here's Jeffrey Allen Reikarts standing in, starting at first base today. In case you don't remember, which I'm sure you don't because I wasn't broadcasting at the time. Reikarts looks at a pitch high and outside, 1-0. Tom Ha, who started the season at first for the Brewers, was traded to the Yankees in exchange for this man, Jeff Reikarts, and in New York he was struggling, barely hitting .220 as he looks at a pitch low. Well, here he's not hitting a whole lot better, but his power numbers are up considerably. 2-0 pitches set in the air. This is going to be shallow into left, and the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez, is going to make the catch 3 or 4 steps deep into the outfield. Well, We're through a half inning here at Great American Ballpark on this shitty fucking afternoon here in Cincinnati. Brewers get a run. It's 1-0. Well, this guy's got trade bait written all over him heading into the 2018-19 off-season. With all these up-and-coming starters the Brewers have drafted in recent years finally making their way to the show, Steven Strasburg might be on the trading block. He's definitely got a lot of value left in him. As you can see, the numbers 18-5 on the year with a sub-3 ERA. Brewers just have depth all over the place, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Some rumblings about either him or Jimmy Nelson getting traded in the offseason. We'll just have to watch the live streams and find out, I guess, as Dwayne 42 Jones stands in and fouls the first pitch off. Now, I said in the description to this video to stay tuned for the post-game interview. We actually got Dwayne Jones to come in, or he will be coming in after this game, and he will be giving us hopefully an in-depth interview into his career, what's going on with him. Not like we give a shit, but we'll see how things go. It's 0-2 as he fouls off that pitch. Right field side, giving the ball boy something to do down there. Strasburg works, and here's the 0-2 pitch. Down he goes. That's not going to be a good start to his interview. Asking him about what he thought about that strikeout. Now, well, I'll have to find out. Here's a look at the rest of the lineup. Peraza, Votto, Mesoraco getting the start today. He sat on his ass yesterday and got his free paycheck. There's Bruce, Desmond, Suarez, Philip Irvin. That's the center fielder. That's the guy I didn't know. And Yu-Ju to round out the lineup. So here's the second baseman, Jose Peraza. Made a couple of outstanding plays in yesterday's game. You'll just have to go back into the stream archive and watch. Sends the first pitch in the air into foul territory, third base side. Chris Bryant's right there, easy catch, 2 down. So 2 pretty painless outs recorded here in the first inning, just 5 pitches to do so as Joey Votto, the 35-year-old, stands in. He's been in Cincinnati now the past 12 seasons. It's 1-0 on him as that pitch misses inside. Decent crowd on hand for a team that's going to lose 100 ball games. Cincinnati comes in with 97 losses on the season. It's 1-1 as he swings and misses. Yes, a lot of CGI baggers in the background. All watching with great intent. Nobody on their phone. This must be a video game. Votto sends one into left field, and Cincinnati's off the schneid. That's their first hit of the ball game. Just a little stroke on that fastball, slightly late. Just went with it to the opposite field and shot it in between third and short. So Devin Mesoraco, the number 4 hitter in today's game, will stand in. He's got decent power for a catcher. As I said before, he had the day off yesterday. Tyler Stevenson got the start and did jack shit. Strasburg working from the stretch. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a miss from Mesoraco, who is a free swinger. This guy strikes out a bunch. This whole Reds lineup in general is just ass. Here's the 0-2. He go. Grab some bench, bitch. Mesoraco strikes out and the inning is over. So the Reds muster up a 2-out single. But das ist alles. Und wir gehen zu Inning Nummer 2. 1-0 Milwaukee. Chris Bryant stands in. He's on the cusp of a major record, coming in with 258 hits in the regular season, just 4 shy of tying Ichiro, a mark set back in 2004. He stands in and looks at a strike 0-1 against Yu-Ju. Oriental man, he's out of North Korea. Kim Jong-un is a big fan of him. It's a ball and a strike to Bryant. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's inside. 2 balls and a strike now on Bryant. Yes, Mr. Yu-Ju, an import, as he sends one in the air to left. That's going to be caught. Who the fuck is that again? Yes, it's Ian Desmond. So Bryant is the first casualty of the inning. He can't get any closer to the all-time record. As we take a look at the defensive alignment for Cincinnati, Desmond, Irvin, and Bruce left to right. Suarez, Jones, Peraza, and Votto third to first, with Marizaracco calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Here's Will McBride standing in. He got the day off yesterday as well from starting. He did pinch hit later in the game. Coming in at .345, 46 bombs, and 126 runs batted in for the young catcher. Looks at a strike 0-1. Another one of the young Brewer prospects that they're going to have a long career here in Milwaukee. 0-2, a swing and a miss. On a piss-poor day in Cincinnati. There's the 0-2 pitch. He fisticuffs that one, fouled on the left or down the right field line. Getting a little dyslexic up in the booth. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Here's the 0-2, and it's outside. Looked like a slurve. It's a variation of a curveball and a slider, and with that arm action from Jew, he can really get that break on that pitch. It's 2-2 now as that one misses inside. Working the count back to even. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and McBride works it full. That's something you don't see a lot of out of this guy. He's generally a free swinger up there. Doesn't strike out a whole bunch, but rarely draws a walk. Jew has been missing a decent pace in this at-bat as the 3-2 pitch is sent in the air to center. That is Phillip Irvin retreating and makes the catch about 3 steps shy of the warning track. And there's another casualty. Orlando Arcia will stand in as we take a look at his splits on the season, and it isn't even close, hitting just .217 against lefties while hitting .344 against right-handed pitching this year. Thankfully, Jew is a righty, and he doesn't have that last name because he's tight with money at all. It's just, man, that's some fucking Koreans, I tell ya. Arcia fouls off that slurve. That's a tough pitch to turn around on when it's so far in the strike zone. It's right in at your wrists. 0-2 pitch is sent foul again down the left field line. 23 pitches through an inning and 2/3 for you, Jew. As this pitch is on the ground to short, that's Dwayne Jones to field and fire, and it's bobbled by Votto. That throw was a little bit low, and that might go as an error on Jones. We'll see what the scoring is here, but I mean, that throw was on the line a little bit low. I think it's a ball that Votto could have picked out of the dirt. Let's see what the official scorer says, but regardless, he is aboard with 2 down, and they're actually going to rule that a base hit. They can't make their fucking mind up, so they're just going to give him the hit. And I'm like, yep, we don't really know who caused that error. Eric Young Jr. stands in. This beast is hitting .319 this season, 1 homer, 15 runs batted in. He's a speedster. Again, his father played on the 2002 Brewers, the best team in franchise history, when they lost 106 ball games, as that one's lifted in the air down the line and left fairly deep for his standards, and it's foul. Arcia with good speed at first, doesn't steal a whole lot. But he has plenty of money, doesn't need to. That pitch is low. Ball and 2 strikes on Eric Young Jr. He's a switch hitter. He can drop a bunt down. He can cover a lot of ground in the outfield. That pitch is inside, backs him up off the plate. That was a slider. And on a day like today, sometimes you have a hard time keeping your footing in the outfield, so Young is wearing some specialty cleats today, getting the start out there. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off. Count is even. Might see Arcia take off here, not like I'm foreshadowing anything. Here's the 2-2. Arcia's off, and Young sends one on the ground to second. That's Peraza. Hits it right to him, makes the throw, and the inning is over. The Brewers try the hit and run, but it doesn't work. They get nothing through an inning and a half here from Great American Ballpark. It's 1-0 Crew. Woohoo! So Jay Bruce will lead things off for the Cincinnati Reds.
Right fielder, Jay Bruce.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Had a little technical difficulty up here in the booth. Lost connection there for a second. We're good to go. As I said before, Jay Bruce is standing in to lead things off for the Reds in inning number 2 against Steven Strasburg, the 29-year-old right-hander, and the pitch is inside 1-0. Bruce has been in Cincinnati now for a decent amount of time. I believe he came up back in 2008, 2009, right around that time period, so about 10 years. There's the 1-1 pitch to him, and it's sent foul left field side, 1-2. Strasburg ahead in the count. And when he's ahead in the count, he is tough to catch up on. Like that. You can grab some bench, bitch. Another casualty. Another dead soldier. Just grab some bench, man. Well, here's a look at the Brewers' defensive alignment. It's Braun, Ragland, and Lutz left to right, with Bryant, Arcia, Eric Young Jr., Jeff Reichart third to first. Will McBride calling the game. Behind the plate from Milwaukee, all for Steven Strasburg, attempting to get his 19th win. And here's a guy that's been a negative headline in Cincinnati, Ian Desmond. He gave him a big contract in the offseason, and so far he has not produced, hitting a shitty .218. Fouls the first pitch off, forgot to mention that. And now he swings and misses, so he's definitely living up to the negative headlines that the Freemasons have been putting out about him in his scripted career. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Let's see what the Lodge has in store for him on this 1-2 pitch. Strasburg works in the stretch all the time, and he sends this one in the air to left. Here's the juiced-up cocksucker Ryan Braun under it to make the catch. For out number 2. Eugenio Suarez, the Cincinnati third baseman, will stand in for the first time. He's got kind of a messed up batting stance. Has a big hitch in his swing, takes that big stride. And he's got decent power, but he takes a long time to get that bat through the zone. 0-1, and I might have jinxed that one. He's just going to shoot this one into the gap, into right field, and it's off the wall. Lutz is going to field it off the bounce, and Eugenio Suarez has himself a 2-out double. Puts the Reds in scoring position for the first time in this ball game. And it's time for Philip Michael Irvin to stand in. No relation to the crackhead wide receiver for the Cowboys. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. It's a good call by whoever that is back there, whoever that umpire is. He's coming in wearing number 85. That was a good year. It was -8. Irvin, a little half swing to second. Eric Young Jr. is going to pick and fire, but he's going to beat it out for an infield single. And that's the first hit in the career of Philip Michael Irvin. Don't throw that ball into the stands. Oh, wait. All right, first base coach just took the ball. And they gave it to Votto. Oh, he threw into the stands anyway, so it looks like he's not getting the ball. Fucking asshole. Usually, when you get your first major league hit, they keep the ball for you, but Joey Votto took it and threw it into the stands and hit some cunt on her phone. Oh my god. Well, here's Juju standing in with runners in scoring position at third, and Philip Michael Irvin at first. Looks at the strike, and it's 0-1. Steven Strasburg has gotten himself into a little bit of trouble. That's a swing and a miss, but Jew is not a particularly good hitter at the plate. I think he's got a good career in banking set up after he retires from the big leagues. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and down he goes. The Reds will strand 2 runners. Strasburg gets out of it. Through 2 here in Cincinnati. It is 1-0. Milltown. Well, before we start the third inning here, I can't forget to mention our sponsors. I'd like to thank the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. If you want a mediocre career and think you're going to move up somewhere in the world, come work at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, where they have a subscribed fan base of 80,000 and declining. Steven Strasburg will stand in here to lead off the third inning, and look at the strike. It is 0-1 against Juju. in his third inning of work, a slurve ball. Yeah, he didn't necessarily play any organized baseball in Korea. That pitch is low, 2-1. But Korea felt the need to get some representation in the American market, so they forced him. They forced Donald Trump. They forced Rob Manfred to sign this guy, bring him over, and here he is, getting Steven Strasburg out. And here's a look at the NL Central standings as we are winding down in the 2018 season. Milwaukee with a commanding lead over the Chicago Flubs. The Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cincinnati Reds are sitting in the basement with 97 losses. 59 games back in the division. Enjoy, guys. Dusty Lutz stands in for the second time and looks at a ball inside, 1-0. And he's got a lot of dirt on his jersey early on. He didn't Ralph Nader bag from drinking too much. He slid. That's what he did. It's a ball and a strike on him. Nothing going here so far. This 1-1 pitch is sent in the air to center field. Irvin retreating back to the track, to the wall, and he makes the catch about a half step shy. That is going to be a long out, number 2. Phillip Ervin had to trace his steps and cover a lot of ground to catch that can of corn. It's not really a can of corn, but you get the point if you're a baseball fan. As Craig Bregland stands in and looks at a strike, it is 0-1. He's putting up some outstanding numbers, finds himself, 9 home runs shy of tying Chris Crackhead Carter's mark for most home runs in a single season, set last year, as he gets behind that one and drills it deep to right, and that's going to be foul, 1-2. Don't give him that pitch again. That pitch is, that's outside. It's 2-2. Come on, Rocket Man. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, he hung one. That was a curveball over the middle of the plate, but Ragland got under it just a little too much. And Phillip Ervin, battling the rain, makes the catch to retire the side. Fairly inauspicious inning for Milwaukee. To the bottom of the third we go. It's the top of the lineup in a 1-0 Brewer lead. Well, here's Dwayne Jones, batting for the second time in this game, rather. He struck out back in the first to lead things off. He's got that nice batting stance up there. Looks like he's humping the air. And he starts this at-bat by whiffing and catching some air. It's 0-1. Just can't believe how many people are in attendance in this meaningless ball game. Of course, they're all here to watch the Brewers, even though this game is in Cincinnati. It's 0-2 as that one's hit foul down the right field line. McBride with the sign. There's the 0-2 pitch. Just a bit outside on that fastball. Cannot get Dwayne Jones to chase after that one, and it's 1-2. Base is empty. Leadoff man is up for Cincinnati here in the third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This is on the ground to his counterpart at short. That's Arcia. Makes a backhanded throw, and a strong throw, but there's no chance to get the speedy Jones. He's the quickest guy in the majors. 99 speed, 99 base running ability, as we take a look on his running track and how he beat that one out. He just put his head down and ran. Simple as that, folks. It's hard to get this guy out on anything hit on the ground. Here's Jose Peraza, the second baseman, standing in. That's normally Billy Hamilton's spot, but he's getting the day off. Fouls that pitch off. It's 0-1. Jones is always a threat to steal at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a strike. I don't think he's going to run on 0-2. See on the screen, it's a nice 69 degrees out. 0-2 pitch, catches the outside corner, and he gone. Ooh. So Peraza's the first casualty here in the third as we take a look at the National League leaders in wins. League leaders in wins, rather. It's Jimmy Nelson at the top, followed by Arrieta, Strasburg, Fernando Luis, and the cast of thousands. Here's Joey Votto. It's a good situation to steal. First pitch to the 35-year-old veteran is a strike. He's the big money man here in Cincinnati. He's been a staple of this offense since 2007 when he got his first call-up. That's back when the Reds were actually wearing vests. The old days. It's 0-2. Now on Votto. And Strasburg steps off. He thinks Jones is going to run with that pitch, but not the case. He's getting an extra jump, and now he throws over. Just checking on the runner. It's back in time. You just hear that cunt in the audience saying, let him go. No one's listening to that bitch anyways. Here's the 0-2. That one said foul. On the left field side. Oh, well, it just hit her in the face. She got hit in the face by the foul ball. Well, looks like she won't be talking anymore in this game. There's the Bell ambulance to give her a ride out of here. As Votto strikes out, there's 2 down now. And now some other twat is piping her mouth up. Get out of here! Well, Votto's out of here. He's frustrated as he flips the bat in disbelief. And Devin Mesoraco, the mediocre power-hitting catcher, will stand in. I think he might see a turnaround this offseason. A little bit of a turnover with this roster. Some of these aging players might get relocated. Devin Mesoraco in the last year of his deal. It's 0-2 on him. Ian Desmond, he's definitely lost a lot of value after signing that big contract and not living up to it. Mesoraco sends it foul. We'll do it again. Dwayne Jones has yet to attempt a steal, but he has really not gotten the favorable count to do so. 0-2 pitch is low. That's a looper. Big looping curveball, 1-2. Again, we'll be interviewing Dwayne Jones after the ball game, so be sure to stay tuned to that. A little trailer for you guys. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He's off for the first time. Doesn't matter. Strike 3 looking. Mesoraco can't get the bat off his moorings, and that's it for the inning. Reds get jack shit again. To the 4th inning we go. It's 1-0 Crew. Well, don't even bother looking at those commentators. If you're watching this broadcast right now, you're doing it for the Hall of Fame Dustin Douglas Lutz commentary. Not Matt Vasgersian's, not Dan Balsack's, not Harold Reynolds. Alright? Alright, good. Here's Ryan Braun standing in. Forgot to point out that Yu-Ju has thrown 42 pitches so far in this game. LOP. It's 0-1 to Braun. He's going to be 35 soon. Man, he's getting old. This one's in the air to Central. That's Philip Irvin to make the catch. He's getting used to them raindrops falling on his head. And here's Jeff Reichardt's now getting a nice round of boos from the Cincinnati faithful. Might even be Milwaukee faithful. Like I said, he was acquired in that trade that sent Tom Ha to New York. That pitch is high. Backs him off the plate. He's got tremendous power, but he's definitely a free swinger up there. 1-0 pitch is lofted in the air. This one's deep to right field, but it's going to tail foul. Been getting used to some different home run calls here, but haven't had an opportunity to do so yet. As Reichardt's rolls over that one, sends it a mile high into the air just behind second base, and Jose Peraza is there to make the catch for out number 2. Chris Bryant having the Hall of Fame caliber season with 57 homers, 150 plus runs batted in, and a 390 plus average. Can't forget to mention he's 4 hits away from tying Ichiro for that mark set back in 2004 for most hits in a single season. Pitch is low on Chris Bryant. Count is back to even. He's been in Milwaukee for a little over 2 years now, and it has been a great trade. More for the Milwaukee side than the Chicago side, as that one's fouled 1-2. Gave that one a little fisticuffs. 1-2 pitch is on the ground to short. That's Dwayne Jones, the lefty, to pick and fire. Makes the good throw to retire the side. Brewers get nothing. To the bottom of the 4th we go. It's Bruce, Desmond, and Suarez in a 1-0 game. And there's Jay Bruce. Brucey! Yeah, well, Brucey here Brucey was probably on the juicy in his early days in Cincinnati. I think he was a roid bag. That one was fouled off. It's 0-1. Never liked this guy all that much. Sends another one foul. I don't want to fuel his fire and lay one up on him and have him crush it. So he's going to get some junk here. There's the 0-2 pitch. It's on the ground, up the middle, but the Brewers are playing the shift, so that's Arcia playing right over the middle of the infield to make the play. When you're a guy that hits to your side of the field only, you can play those big shifts. Usually the big power hitters like Jay Bruce, David Ortiz, they're usually lefties as well. But shifts have definitely become a huge part of baseball, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. As Ian Desmond stands in and looks at the ball low, it's 1-0. Steven Strasburg works from the stretch as per usual and sends it foul. That ball boy didn't do shit. That one rolled right in between his legs. Count is even at 1. And there's the pitch. Swing and a miss on Ian Desmond, and it's 1-2. Former Ranger, former National. Where else did he play? That's all I can think of right now. On the top of my noggin, the 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground, the third. Backhanded by Bryant. Throws a little bit low, but Reichardt's adjusts. Uses big stature to stretch out and scoop that one off the turf. Eugenio Suarez is standing in one Kunter over the Mendoza line, hitting 201. And he hit a double in his last at-bat to bring him over 200 on the season. But the Reds collectively have one of the worst batting averages in all the majors this season. Collectively as a team, and not very good. As Suarez looks at a strike, he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Not much offense in this late season game. I believe it's the 154th game this season. 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and Suarez goes down on 3 pitches. And he can collectively grab some bench in the process. Cincinnati gets shit through 4, 1-0. Milwaukee. Will McBride will stand in. He's had the best offensive season for a catcher in quite some time. I don't remember the last time I saw a catcher hit 46 home runs, hit 350 plus or 340 plus, and drive in as many runs as he has. It's been phenomenal. And this guy's only in his early 20s. It's 2-0 on him against Yu Ju. Man straight out of Pyongyang, North Korea. 2-0 pitch is sent in the air. This one's deep to right center field. Back he goes, and it's off the wall. Irvin plays it off the bounce, and McBride is lumbering into second with a sliding leadoff double. A great adjustment on that pitch from Yu Ju. Caught a little too much of it. It was high and just a tad outside. That was a slider, it looked like, and he just turned around on it perfectly. His 42nd double of the campaign, LOP. Here's Orlando Arcia standing in. He looks at a pitch inside. It is 1-0. McBride, the runner in scoring position, looking to extend on their 1-0 lead. Arcia looks at a pitch inside. It's 2-0. Ju might be losing his composure a little bit on the mound. Peraza playing close to the bag. Ju looking back at the runner. No threat to steal. The 2-0 is inside. 3-0 on the Brewers' second baseman, Orlando Arcia. You got to figure he's going to have the red light on 3-0. He's not a particularly big power hitter. Having a solid year, 318, 11 homers, 58 runs batted in. With Eric Young Jr. due next, the 3-0 pitch is over for a strike. 3-1. I'm guessing the attendance is up a little bit because this is the last meeting between these two teams this season. 3-1 pitch, fuck, is sent in the air to center field. It's not going to carry. There's Phillip Ervin to make the catch for out number 1. Obviously no tag for McBride, who has about as much speed as your common hippo. And here's the exact opposite. The speedster Eric Young Jr. He's well into his 30s now. He's 33 years old and still has some quick feet. On the ground, in between first and second. Peraza got a glove on it, but no do. It's a base hit. No do on that one. Eric Young Jr. legs out an infield single. That's going to go down as a base hit, even though it tapped off the glove of Peraza. That was a nice little lunge there, but no chance. Steven Strasburg stands in with runners at the corners. Bunt opportunity. Young is going to take off. Strasburg pulls the bunt back, and Young is met at second base. I think the Brewers are going to try a little trickery there. Young was supposed to take off and successfully steal second base. And that way there would be runners at second and third with just the one out, and Strasburg would actually have the opportunity to get the RBI, but it's not worked that way. And now it's just McBride standing 90 feet away with 2 men out. Hopefully that's a good enough explanation for you. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Strasburg fists one to second. That's a weak hit. Peraza's there to field and throw, and that's it. The Brewers get jack shit again. They strand a runner at third through 4.5. It is 1-0 Milwaukee. Bottom of the 5th inning is underway here from Cincinnati, as Philip Irvin will stand in. He has an interesting spelling of his last name, E-R-V-I-N, not I-R-V-I-N. Gotta be so goddamn complicated all the time. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Irvin, and it's sent in the air to right. There's Dusty Lutz, the 25-year-old Hall of Famer, to make the catch. I'm not 25 yet, but in this game, yes. I'll be 25 in roughly 400 hours or so, maybe a little bit more. Don't have the exacts on that one. LOP. And here's Mr. North Korea, Yu Ju, standing in. He's standing in, digging into this at-bat for the people. As it's fouled, it's 0-1. Of course, everyone else in his family, they all work very hard for 9 cents a day. Slave labor. 0-1 pitch is sent in the air and shallow into right field. There's the beast Eric Young Jr. under it to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. That's why he's Mr. Moneybags, though. I mean, he does have a really fitting last name. He's getting a lot of money that he's fleecing from the Cincinnati franchise to go 6-16. Here's Dwayne Jones standing in for the 3rd time. And the pitch to Dwayne, 42 Jones, is a strike. He wears number 64 on his back. It's an interesting number. It's a pretty high number. That's an offensive lineman type number. I don't know why he's wearing it, and I'm not sure if I really care. It's 1-1 on him. He's got that gyrating batting stance, standing up there, wearing that nice turtleneck. Looks like a turtleneck. Might need an eye exam. It's 1-2. Base is empty, nothing doing so far in the Reds' 5th. And the 1-2 pitch is a changeup sent foul, and we'll do it again. This next pitch to Dwayne Jones, who will be joining us post-game for an interview, is about to look at the 60th pitch from Steven Strasburg's night as he sends one into center field for a base hit. Craig Ragland will field it off the bounce, and he's going to try for second, and he is met. He is gunned out, getting a little cocky there, Dwayne. And that's it. 42 has been dispatched. After 5, it's 1-0 Milwaukee. Alright, here's Dusty Lutz standing in, the other leadoff hitter. This guy is a little bit better, maybe a little more talented, having a better season. Can definitely broadcast the game a little bit better than Dwayne Jones, but that's alright. It's 1-0. Yu Ju working, and that pitch is foul. You know, I just made an observation there. The umpire turned around and called that a foul ball without even looking at the ball. He was already turned around before it was in the foul territory. Goes to show you how scripted these games actually are. It's 1-2. That's a strike. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Lutz, and he lines one deep and over the head of the left fielder into the gap between left and center field for a base hit. That's Phillip Ervin to pick it up off the wall, and Lutz is into second with a leadoff double. Wow! Take a look at the team leaders in doubles entering today. That's the National League, actually. They're all Brewers. Bryant, Braun, Lutz, Regland, McBride, Terrell, and Walker. It's pretty much the whole team. Because, you know why? Because I'm controlling it. That's why. That's the 46th double, by the way, for good old Dusty D. Top of the 6th and the 66th pitch for, actually the 67th pitch for Yu-Ju to Craig Regland is hit on the ground to first. That was a nice diving stop from Joey Votto to prevent that one to go down the line. He recorded the out. Lutz did move up 90 feet to third. That's the potential second run of the ball game, sitting 90 feet away. And Ryan Braun has the only RBI so far in this ball game with a sacrifice fly deep to center field in his first at-bat. It was back in the first inning. He looks at the strike from Yu-Ju, working from the stretch with that pseudo... I don't really want to call it a sidearm delivery. It's not a complete sidearm. It's just got a weird contortion to it. I'm surprised he hasn't required Tommy John surgery yet. Not Tommy John. It's 1-1 on Mr. Braun. And he sends one over the head of Votto into right field for a base hit. Lutz is going to score easily. Bruce picks it up off the wall. And Braun is sliding into second barely for a double. That was a great job to take that ball to the opposite field. Brings home the second run of the game for the Brewers. And Yu-Ju, you can tell, is looking a little worried out there. Kim Jong-un is probably sending his family death threats as we speak, as he's getting pulled out of this game. Oh, you can tell he's worried. He's looking back at his manager. Oh boy, here we go. He's going to go 6-17 now in the year. He knows he's not making North Korea look very good. That's alright, he's only the Rocket Man. Here's Michael Lorenzen coming out of the bullpen now. Oy vey. It's his 8th game this season with a 1-0 record, no saves, 3.12 ERA, 8.2 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and what is that, a 217 batting average opposed. It's not terrible. Pretty good numbers. He hasn't gotten a ton of playing time this season. It is September call-up, so you're going to see a lot of the scrubs getting more playing time. And it's the 50th double this season for Mr. Braun. And good for him. Jeff Reichart stands in. He's already looked at a ball. I just didn't broadcast it. But can't forget this is a radio play-by-play style, so I had to keep all the goyim informed. My pitch is outside, not even close. It looked like a looping curveball from Michael Lorenzen, and it's 2-0. One man down. Lutz scored on the RBI double from Braun to make it a 2-0 game. He's been pretty much the whole offense so far. It's 3-0 on Mr. Reichart, now 26 years of age at this point in 2018. He's probably got the green light on 3-0, and he does, and he just gets under it to left. There's Ian Desmond, the converted infielder, ranging over to his right to make the catch. 2 down. Well, that's got to be frustrating to be up 3-0 like that and get a pitch that you feel like you can turn on, and you just swing a little late and just get a little under it. Chris Bryant sends the first pitch of the at-bat. Deep to left field, to the track, to the wall, and it's going to die just a few steps shy of the wall as Desmond brings it in to end the inning. But not before Milwaukee gets another run across. And after 5.5 here from Great American Ballpark, it is 2-0 Crew. I have to shoot! Here's Jose Peraza leading things off for Cincinnati in the bottom of the 6th. And Steven Strasburg has had a quite the efficient start so far. 60 pitches now. It's actually 61 as it's a first pitch flyout to Lutz playing in right. So Peraza is an easy casualty. Joey Votto will stand in again. And as we get later and later in the season, and as the Brewers are ramping up for the playoffs, as Votto looks at a strike, you might not see these guys go as deep as they could. Just to get some of the guys that don't get much playing times, just to get them some innings. As Votto follows off that pitch, it's 0-2. Almost called him Vowel. There's the 0-2 pitch now to Joey Votto, and he sends one fairly deep to center. Raglan ranges back a couple of steps to his right and makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 down for the Sin 6th. And here's Devin Mesoraco standing in. 3rd time now through the lineup. And really no change in, the aura of this offense. They just have not been able to get much going against the Brewers' ace, Steven Strasburg. It's 0-2. Not necessarily record-wise. There are pitchers on this staff with a better winning percentage, but no one has more strikeouts than Steven Strasburg on this staff, as it's 0-2. That pitch is fouled off. Sorry for the burp, that happens sometimes. Mesoraco is behind in the count 0-2 with the bases empty. Here's the pitch. On the ground, and it's through the diving glove of Chris Bryant into left field for a base hit. A measly 2-out single for Cincinnati gets their 5,000 fans in attendance all hyped up. That's alright, guys. You're well on your way to losing 100 games. Here's Jay Bruce standing in. I meant to say that was Joey Votto that collected that. Actually, no, that was Mesoraco. What the fuck am I talking about? Getting distracted here. Fuck. Gotta blame something. Bruce swings and misses at the first pitch. It is 0-1. Strasburg rears back and delivers. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's set in the air. This is in the infield, right to short. Orlando Arcia camps under it and makes the catch. No, he did not drop that. So the Reds tie the Brewers in the hit column, but who cares about that? They're down 2-0 to the 7th. Not much offense here in Cincinnati. It's been a briskly paced game. As we take a look at the line score, 2 runs on 6 hits and clean defensive baseball for Milwaukee. For Cincinnati, no runs on 6 hits, and they've also played clean defensive ball. We get the 7th inning underway, and it's Will McBride. He's 1 for 2 with a double. He was actually a first baseman when he got drafted back in 2016, as he looks at a strike. But the Brewers were so loaded at first that they decided to move him to the catcher position once they traded Jonathan Lucroy, as he gets under this curveball and sends it deep to center field. Irvin ranging back makes the catch just shy of the wall. Michael Lorenzen hung one, and McBride just missed it. It must have been a millimeter off his bat. So Orlando Arcia will stand in. You have Blaine Boyer warming up in the Cincinnati bullpen. He's a former Brewer. 1-0 on the pitch to Arcia was inside. And the 1-0 is a swing and a miss. Here's the 1-1. And Arcia sends one in the air. This is going to be deep and over the head of the left and center fielder. Irvin's going to pick it up off the wall. He crashes into the wall. Throws it to the cutoff man Jones, but it's too late. It's another double for Orlando Arcia this season. Can chalk another one up in the score column, or in his score column. Not on the actual scoreboard in this game, but you get the point. It's his 25th double this season. Here's Eric Young Jr., the switch hitter, standing in. And the first pitch is hit on the ground to Peraza at second. Throw is in time, but Orlando moves over 90 feet to third base. And that's where he's going to plant his happy ass for the time being, while Steven Strasburg stands up there and gets his hacks in. Not really much of a threat on offense. He does have 6 runs batted in this year. Just a 178 average. He's a pitcher. Lorenzen looks at the runner Arcia in third, and the at-bat starts with a pitch high to Mr. Strasburg, now 29 years of age. Remember his big stellar debut as a National against Pittsburgh. I believe he had 14 strikeouts in that scripted affair. It's 2-0. That one misses just inside. Orlando the runner at third. Everyone playing back on the Reds defense, and Strasburg helps his own cause by delivering a bloop single in the right. Arcia is in to score, and the Brewers extend their lead to 3-0 after Steven Strasburg helps his own cause with a 2-out single. Nothing pretty about that swing. Just drop the head of the bat through the zone, and good things will happen to you from time to time. It's the nature of the game. He's going to have to wear his coat now because he's a pitcher, and he's a little push bag. As Dusty Lutz will stand in once again. Lineup turns over. He's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a flyout. There's the 16th pitch of Lorenzen's ball game, and it's sent up the middle for a base hit. Michael Irvin feels it off the bounce, and Strasburg moves up to second 90 feet. Dusty Lutz collects his 3rd hit of the game. He's now 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and a base hit. As we take a look at that pitch analysis, that was a 12-6 curve that just caught too much of the plate. At 80 miles an hour, that gave Lutz plenty of time to bring the bat head through the zone. And he dumps it right in front of Philip Michael Irvin. Craig Ragland stands in with an RBI opportunity. He's 0 for 3. It's rare to see him go 0 for this season. Not anymore. He lines one past the right fielder Bruce off the wall for a hit. Strasburg's going to score. Lutz to third, and Ragland's in at second, and that's going to be a double. That was an absolute rope. As we take a look at the replay here, that ball hit the wall on a line drive. That you're talking about well over 300 feet. I mean, this guy just has so much strength through his wrists that he can just turn around on any pitch, and especially if it's to that side of the field. It's just a rope. Ryan Braun stands in. They're going to intentionally walk him to load the bases to set up the force at any base. So Michael Lorenzen has been having some issues here with 2 out in the top of the 7th with Jeff Reichardt's Pretty Boy Jefferson standing in. 2 balls and a strike, and here's the first pitch. Or what the fuck am I talking about? That one sent in the air, deep to center field. Back he goes, and that's a no-doubt grand slam. Jeff Reichardt's has just unloaded the bases. His 50th home run of the season brings home 3 plus himself. It's a Favre RBI-er. 446 feet, that was almost to dead central, and that's why the Brewers brought him back. An absolute bomb hit off the bat of Jeffrey Reichardt's. You got it, Cha-Cha. So all of a sudden, it is an 8-0 Brewers lead. It was 3-0 at one point. Chris Bryan stands in and looks at a pitch low. He's looking for his first hit in the game. And this one's sent in the air. It will not be his first hit of the ball game. Into right field. Jay Bruce has to range over to his left to make the catch. But not before the Brewers strike big with 2 outs. They extend their lead to 8-0. Thanks in part mostly to the grand slam off the bat of Jeff Reichardt's. Time to get up, stretch, shit, fart, whatever you got to do. Bottom of the 7th is underway here as Ian Desmond will get things started for Cincinnati. He finds his club down 8 runs as we enter the final stages of this game. And it's so shitty out that you got to figure these Reds fans are going to be bagging it pretty soon. I want to know, have they ever seen the rain? Here's the 0-2 pitch to Ian Desmond, and what do you know? He strikes out again. That average is plummeting just like Frank Stankowicz's bank account. He's down to $2.15 now. Like I said, Frank Stankiewicz, his bank account is at $2.15 after taxes. After getting his taxes filed at BDE Block. Here's Eugenio Suarez with the third baseman standing in now. And the first pitch is sent in the air to right center, and that's going to be Dusty Lutz to make the catch. Cincinnati just has not been able to... they haven't been able to hold back on anything. They've been swinging at the first pitch way too much, and you have to work Strasburg. He's a horse out there. Philip Irvin will stand in. Cincinnati leadoff, or the second man in the lineup, I believe. Right? I don't know the fucking lineup anymore. It's getting too late in this game. He fouls the first pitch off. Base is empty. 2 men down. And that one's sent foul. Look at that idiot reaching over. Oh, he got it. He got the ball. 0-2 now, and here's the pitch. That one's tapped foul. Down the right field side. We'll do it again. 0-2 now on Philip Irvin. Collected his first major league hit earlier, and the ball was thrown into the stands thanks to Votto. And now he strikes out looking. Little bittersweet afternoon for this guy. We'll see it in the 8th with the Brewers up 8. Will McBride will lead things off in the Milwaukee 8th, and you got to figure that they're going to be pulling some of their starters pretty soon here as he starts the inning off with a bang. A first pitch single sent into left. So McBride gets aboard again. Jared Lorenzen is still out there. It's going to be his 3rd inning of work now, with Orlando Arcia standing in. And that pitch is sent in the air. This one's fairly deep to left, and it's going to get over the head of Desmond and bounce off the wall. McBride's going to hustle his way to 3rd, and Orlando Arcia has his 2nd double of the game. Puts 2 more runners in scoring position for the Brewers. That's the potential 9th and 10th runs of the ball game sitting out there. And EYJ has himself a good opportunity to drive him in. Lorenzen working from the stretch. 8-0 Brewers here as we play the top half of the 8th. That pitch is inside. It's still called a strike though on Young. Getting a rare start today at second base. A rare start, period. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one's high and outside. A ball and a strike now on EYJ. Lorenzen working and firing, and it's a check swing from EY. The appeal down to first. He did not go around. Did not break the plane. Working at a quick pace out there. Here's the 2-1 to EY, and it's sent in the air to Central. That's Irvin ranging back a few steps. Plenty of room to give Will McBride the opportunity to score. He does so successfully. He's so slow he barely got in there. So it's going to go as a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Eric Young Jr. And the Brewers extend their lead now. They're up 9-0. And that's going to be it for Steven Strasburg. Travis Wood is throwing in the bullpen for the Brewers. And Jared Hughes is also throwing in the bullpen for the Brewers. Oh, this asshole didn't give me a chance to pinch hit. Well, Lorenzen's going to throw a pitch, and I'm not swinging at it no matter where it is in the zone. So now Strasburg's going to get pulled for a pinch hitter, even though a pitch has already been thrown. It's going to be Robert Goulet, Kirk Nieuwenhuis grabbing a bat off the bench. He's got a runner in scoring position. That would be Orlando Arcia. 33rd pitch for Lorenzen's afternoon is a changeup chased, and unfairly, Nieuwenhuis is behind in the count. Strasburg accumulated a strike before getting pinch hit for. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Nieuwenhuis lines a base hit into left field. Arcia's going to have to hold at third, but Kirk comes off the bench and delivers. Not sure if he's going to be part of the double switch or not next half inning. We'll have to see. Take a look at the replay. He got a nice swing through the zone. Dusty Lutz was set to bat, but he's going to get pinch hit for, and it's going to be Abraham Salinas, another September call-up, getting the opportunity to bat here with runners at the corners and just one man out. A guy acquired in free agency last season. He has crept his way into the top 100 on the prospect list, and he sends one into left field, a little blooper for a base hit. Arcia's going to score. Milwaukee has their 10th run of the game, and there are now two more runners on base. One of them being in scoring position, and Robert Goulet, Kirk Nieuwenhuis. He just played so well down in Colorado Springs, and that team that lost in the championship, AAA championship, as Ragland stands in once again and looks at a pitch low. It's a ball and no strikes. Salinas at first, Nieuwenhuis at second. It's 10-0 Brewers. And Ragland has just hit a bomb. He sends one deep into the clouds in Cincinnati. That one's going to bounce into the river. Number 85, and he's now 8 away from Mr. Chris Crackhead Carter. Extends the lead to 13-0 Milwaukee. Man, this game has gotten out of hand fast, and you got to figure Lorenzen is just in there to eat some innings up. He came into this game with a decent earned run average, but the Brewers have absolutely tarnished it in this game. That's measured at 461 feet. As we can see in the replay here, that thing is out of the ballpark. An absolute bomb. The hit speed was measured in at 109 miles an hour for the exit velocity. Incredible. Braun stands in and looks at a strike. It's 0-1. There's the pitch from Lorenzen as he rolls over one foul. We'll do it again. Behind in the count 0-2. Braun is 1 for 2. He drew an intentional walk last time up. And he looks at a pitch inside. Hasn't been overly productive as of late, and he did hit a home run yesterday. It was a 3-run homer. Outside of that, hasn't been up to much as he sounds it on the ground to short. There's Jones to field and fired. So 2 are gone now. And here's the man that hit a grand slam in his last at-bat. Mr. Jeff Reikarts. 1 for 4 in the game, but this one hit was a massive one. First pitch is sent out to left. There's Desmond right there to snag the frozen rope to retire the side. But the Brewers extend their lead even more through 7.5. It's 13-0. Couple of defensive substitutions to tell you about. Abraham Salinas is going to take over in right field for Dusty Lutz. And Jermaine Curtis is going to come off the bench and pinch hit for Cincinnati. Steven Strasburg is done for the day. It's going to be Travis Wood coming in to get some work for the Brewers out of the bullpen. He hasn't put up very good numbers. He has gotten some time up this season, his 18th appearance. Just over 20 games logged. See if he can get that ERA down a little bit. Cincinnati's looking for their first run as Curtis starts the at-bat by fouling one off just over the head of the bat boy down there. And there's the 0-1 pitch. So sent in the air to right. There's Salinas, the little short fucker, ranging over to make the catch. And there's Dwayne Jones. He's having a decent game. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He can't be happy with how the team is doing collectively this year and in this game as he sends one on the ground to Bryant, who was playing the bunt. He had to spear that one backhanded. And Jones is out number 2. Here's Jose Peraza standing in. Second baseman starts the at-bat by fouling a pitch off. Cincinnati just has no energy in this game, you can tell. You can tell they just want to get it over with. This one's tapped on the ground to third. Bryant picks and throws in time. He had to charge that one. Inning over. Reds go down in order. To the 9th we go. It's 13-0 Milwaukee.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Reds.
So, excuse me. So the former Brewer, Blaine Boyer, is going to come in and get some relief action in for Cincinnati. His 54th appearance. Been pitching pretty well this year, 2.69 ERA. They're just over 60 innings. Chris Bryant stands in. 0 for 4 in the game, believe it or not. He's outside, 1-0. Just looking for that big number 259 on the season. He's going to get it. Sends a little base hit into left field, and he's 3 away from tying Ichiro. And when you think about the great seasons in baseball history, hits-wise, obviously, you know, Ichiro, he comes up as number 1. And when he came over to the majors back in 2001, he was already highly touted in Japan, but him breaking that record just solidified how great of a player he actually is. As Will McBride stands in and looks at a pitch outside, it's 1-0. And now it's sent into left field, that 1-0 pitch. So McBride is going to get into second with a double. Bryant's going to slide into third safely. And once again, there are 2 runners in scoring position for the Brewers. That's going to give Orlando Arcia another good RBI opportunity. He's already 3 for 4 with a single and 2 doubles in this game. He looks at a strike 0-1. Nobody out here in the Brewers' half of the 9th inning. Blaine Boyer is aboard, and there are 2 runners aboard. And this pitch is sent shallow into right. I don't think it's going to be enough to get the runner home. Bruce comes in to make the catch and fires a strike to the cutoff man Votto. No chance. And that brings up Eric Young Jr. 1 for 3 with a single and a sacrifice fly. And on the first pitch, he sends one into right field for a base hit. Bryant's going to score. McBride's going to move to third. And the wheels just keep on rolling for the Brewers. 14-0. So now the pitcher spot is set to bat for the Brewers. And Lewis Brinson, a prospect that's kind of getting lost in the shuffle, will pinch hit. He definitely might be getting traded in the offseason. He's going to bring a lot of value to the plate. A lot of teams are real high on this kid as he stands in and looks at a strike. Or he swings at a strike. He missed it. McBride at third. Young at first. And that's a swing and a miss again. 0-2. You can tell that Brinson hasn't played in a while coming off the bench. He just seems a little sluggish. 0-2 pitches on the ground. He adjusts nicely to that one. It's a base hit. McBride's going to score. It's 15-0 now. What a ball game for this Brewer offense. They scored 12 runs yesterday. They won the first game in the series. They scored 5 runs, and, well, they have 15 now. An absolute offensive explosion to wrap up the season series between these 2 teams. And Salinas sends one into center field for a base hit on the first pitch. Bases are going to become full of Brewers now, as Salinas just dumps that first pitch single into center field. So Craig Regland was set to bat, but they're going to pull him for Rangel Ravello, who hasn't gotten any playing time so far in September since getting the call up, and he has a good chance to help his own cause if the base is loaded. Chance to get some premium runs across in this close affair. It's 0-1 on him, and, well, he's going to blow that opportunity, and a little infield fly pop-up to Joey Votto, and that's out number 2. That's got to be frustrating. You sit all that time, you get the chance to pinch hit with the bases loaded, and you get jammed on a fastball like that. Let's see if Braun can change the fortune. He sends one in the air in the first pitch into right field. The Brewers are going to leave the bases loaded as Braun flies out to Jay Bruce in right to retire the side. So Boyer eventually gets out of it, but not before the Brewers add 2 more. It is 15-0. We head to the last of the 9th. So Rangel Ravello is going to get some time in center. He's not traditionally an outfielder, but when it's 16-0, it's garbage time. Jared Hughes is going to pitch the ninth inning for the Brewers with a pretty small lead. 15 runs. His first challenge is Joey Votto, as that pitch is sent foul, 0-1. Can't forget we have Dwayne Jones coming in for an interview post-game. There's the 0-1 pitch to Votto. It's a strike. A lot of people left this game innings ago. 0-2 pitch to Votto, and it's a swing and a miss. Goes down feverishly there.
The catcher, number 39,
So Devin Mesoraco is going to try to salvage something from this game. Jared Hughes has had a rough time pitching this season, with his ERA just shy of 5 coming into this outing, as Mesoraco sends one foul, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. One sent foul, 0-2. This game had a pretty brisk pace up until about the 6th inning, when the Brewers really opened it up on offense. It was a 1-0 game at one point. Remember that. 0-2 pitch is sent in the air to right. This one's fairly deep. And it looks like Salinas lost it there in the rain, but he regained his ground and composure to make the catch. Mesoraco is retired. And this ball game is up to Jay Bruce, who is 0 for 3. It's a 15-0 game. Nobody aboard here in the ninth with 2 men out. They have the extreme shift to the right in on Jay Bruce, and the first pitch is on the ground to Reichertz at first. It's going to be a 3 unassisted to end it. And the Brewers have swept the Cincinnati Reds to end their matchup here in 2018. Well, it wasn't a very close game to begin with. Cincinnati looked dead from the start. And the Brewers once again prove why they've had one of the best offenses in Major League history. I would say the best, by far. We'll be back with the totals and summaries after this on the Brewers Radio Network.
Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 58 minutes.
We're back with the post-game show here from Cincinnati. A game in which the Brewers put up 21 hits and 15 runs against the Cincinnati Reds. They got shut out with just 6 hits on the board. Steven Strasburg gets the win. He improves to 19-5 in 7 strong innings. While Yu Ju gets the loss. He drops to 6-17 on the year. He pitched 5 1/3. No walks, no strikeouts, 2 runs on 6 hits. So it wasn't really him. It was the bullpen that just imploded. Well, we have a special guest here about to join us. It's Dwayne Jones, the Cincinnati Reds shortstop. He's joining us from the clubhouse. We're going to get his insight on how he felt in the game. He had a pretty decent performance. He was 2 for 4. He struck out. We're going to get him in a second here. All right, Dwayne, I believe he's with us now. Dwayne, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, Dwayne, how are you?
Who is this?
This is Dustin Lutz. I am the Brewers radio broadcaster. I'm here to ask you some questions about the ball game. So I know you went 2 for 4 in the game, but how do you feel about your team's performance?
Don't call my fucking house with no bullshit.
I'm just asking you a question. I didn't call you, actually. I'm just, I'm talking to you through a headset. You got a headset on. Why are you talking to me like that? I know you're frustrated.
You faggot motherfucker.
I'm just here to ask you some questions, man.
Kiss my fucking black ass. That's what the fuck you
All right, Dwayne, all right. I understand. You're frustrated, you know.
Don't call me on my name, motherfucker.
I'm going to have to let you go, all right, if you keep talking to me like this, all right?
Kiss my motherfucking ass, bitch. Bitch.
I'm speechless. I can't believe you talked to me like that.
Fuck you.
All right, Dwayne. Well, he hung up. That's it. All right, guys. 15-0 is the final score. We'll talk to you next time.